Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Matt Garvey and we are here to talk about how we can grow your YouTube channel. Now, the first video is going to sound absolutely bonkers, but what we need to do is we need to change the way that you think about YouTube. And this is only because this is the way we all think about YouTube when we start. And it doesn't matter if you've just started on a platform or if you've been on here for a while and you're not seeing any growth. It's probably because you are thinking about subscribers and views. And the reason why we think about those is because we all want to get to those 1,000 subscribers and those 4,000 hours of watch time so we can get our channels monetized. And that's fantastic. That is a great target to have. But if we are focusing on those, we are focusing on the wrong metrics. Now, if you focus on these other metrics that I'm going to mention in a second, if you do those correctly, the subscribers and the views will come naturally, okay? So the first thing we need to think about when we think about YouTube, and even before we've hit record on our cameras, is we need to start thinking about the designs of our thumbnails. And for those of you that don't know what a thumbnail is that little image that you see as you are scrolling through, through YouTube, and you choose the ones that you like the look of, and then you click on them. Now, this is really, really important because it doesn't matter if you've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars or pounds on the best video in the world, on special effects and lighting and that kind of thing, because if that thumbnail is poor and people don't know what is behind that thumbnail, no one is going to click it. If that thumbnail doesn't reflect the quality of that video, no one is going to watch that great video that is behind it. So we're going to talk about thumbnail strategy in more depth in another video. But this is what you need to start thinking about. You need to start thinking about the images that you are putting on the front of your videos that are actually selling your channel, okay? So if you've already got your channel going, go and look on your channel dashboard, look at those thumbnails that you've got on there at the moment, and look to yourself with critical eyes. If you saw these videos as you were scrolling through, would you click on them? And if you are not getting the views and you are not getting the subscribers, it's going to be a no. Now, the second metric that we need to focus on actually ties into that thumbnail strategy, and that is the title of your video. And we need to do this for a couple of reasons. Now, not only does the title actually tell what the thumbnail is, so the thumbnail is going to grab someone's attention and then they're going to read the title, but there's also information in that title that YouTube uses to actually go out and find viewers. Now, this is what's called metadata, and that metadata is known as keywords. Now, we're going to talk about keyword research as well in later videos, but in a nutshell, what keywords is if you go onto Google and you type in a random question like, how do I start my car? Google will go out there and it will find you, loads of pages of, how tips and tricks of how to start your car. It may even show you some, YouTube videos on how to do it as well, because, YouTube is the second biggest search engine that's actually owned by Google as well. So they both work hand in hand, but Google is using those keywords in that title to go out and find those videos and those articles. YouTube works in exactly the same way. So that metadata that we put into that title is going to help you get more people into watching your videos. So again, as I said, we're going to look at your dashboard and look at the thumbnails you've got. Look at the titles of your videos. Are they accurate? Do they explain what is happening, or is it just a couple of lines that are very generic, and if someone was to have a look at it, it doesn't tell what the video is actually about? And if it's a no, that's why you're not getting views and you're not getting subscribers. So these are the two things that we're going to look at in upcoming videos, and there are a couple of other elements that are actually going to tie into this, and those are audience retention and what's called click-through rate. And these are metrics that I'm going to show you in my analytics on my other channel in the next video. But again, in a nutshell, as a broad introduction to them, what the audience retention is YouTube gives us some fantastic tools about the videos that we put online. And what that does is the audience retention actually tracks, if you've got 100 people that click on that video and start to watch it, it shows you how many of them are staying for the entirety of that video. Now, if they are dropping off suddenly, it's finding the wrong audience or the quality of the video isn't good. But then if it's a gradual decline as well, it's showing that more people are engaged with that video. And the longer you can get people to watch your videos, the more YouTube will reward you and put that out. But as I said, we're going to cover that in a little bit more detail in another video. And the other metric is going to be CTR, which stands for click-through rate. And this ties it into the thumbnails that I mentioned earlier. And what that is YouTube will actually test out your thumbnail with new audience. So it will find, people that are watching your video, and it will show it to similar videos, the thumbnail that is. And based on those test audiences, how many of them are actually clicking on that, that is your click-through rate. So if YouTube shows it to 100 people and 5 people actually click on that thumbnail to watch it, you have a 5% click-through rate. And these are very important metrics that we need for YouTube to push our content out to more people. And again, these are bits that I'm going to cover in further videos. I just wanted to give you an overview of the metrics that we need to start thinking of before we start looking at the bigger picture, okay? So hopefully you found that interesting. Hopefully that's food for thought. In the next day or so, you're going to see the next video. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so you don't miss out on any of the future content. And I'll speak to you soon.